What's up guys, Agnes here today, and I'm going to be talking about Black Ops 2. I thought I'd just go over the main, I think there's about 6 that people are saying the new features in the multiplayer of Black Ops 2. So I thought I'd just go through them and give you my opinions on whether I think they're good, bad, and how it's going to impact the game as we know it, because the game's going to be a lot different to what we're used to, especially as one of the main changes is the perk system, the prestiging. The fact that eSports is going to be becoming a lot more popular and there's new game modes. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the Pick 10. Arguably the biggest change to the multiplayer is the way they create the class works now. It's dubbed the Pick 10 system, where players can allocate 10 items, whether it's weapons, grenades, perks, at any one time. It means that you can discard anything you don't normally need and add things you actually enjoy. So for example, if you don't ever use, I don't know, say the knife, then you can just get rid of the knife and you can put in an extra perk. Another element is wildcards, essentially rule breakers that allow you things that wouldn't have been possible usually. There's one apparently called the greed wildcard, allowing you to pick 2 perks from the same category. So that would open up like new ways of playing the game and different perk setups, and there's going to be a lot more variety in what people use, because they'll be able to pick, say, 8 perks. I don't know how much a gun takes up, but say you could pick 8 perks and just have a primary weapon, and then the secondary weapon you wouldn't have, and you wouldn't have a knife or any nades or stuff. But that could help if you're playing like game battles, if you're playing a defensive player, or if you're playing a defensive game mode where you just need to defend a certain area. These perks could help you more than a nade or a stun. Now the second thing is the new approach to prestiging and weapon unlocks. Before, in other Call of Duties, every time that you prestige you lost everything, you had to start over again, whereas now in Black Ops 2 your unlocks and challenges progress is kept for the next prestige level, ensuring that players keep moving forward and discovering new content. Apparently now when you go up a level you keep all your unlocks and stuff like that, but there is more unlocks than levels, meaning several prestiges are required to see everything on offer. So it kind of makes people want to prestige and play the game more, which I guess is good for Treyarch, because people are more enticed to play the game for a lot longer. Also, prestige tokens are going to make a return, as well as unlocking new custom classes. It allows you to reset various elements. If you aren't happy with your unlock path, you can return all your unlock tokens to start over again and respec. So I guess the game now is going to be more based on you take certain paths to create your character what you want it to be, say an attacking character or a defensive character, but you also have the option to change that whenever you like, but it does cost tokens. Now the next thing that I'm really interested in is the fact that eSports is now going to become more mainstream. Games like StarCraft and League of Legends have heavily embraced stuff like eSports as it's their main source of income, I guess, and people really enjoy that. They watch the streams and stuff like that. So now there are tools that Treyarch are offering to even make it possible on consoles and stuff like that. Players will be able to live stream their performances for others to see, while details on exactly where you'll be able to watch streams are unknown at the moment, but apparently they're in talks with big providers, and the likes of PC and tablets should be a sure thing. A picture-in-picture mode lets you see a particular person in a match follow with stats on the screen and stuff like that, so that should be really interesting. People will be able to watch you and you'll be able to analyse your own gameplay. And seen as Modern Warfare 3, there was no eSports at all, there was no MLG or anything like that, because of the fact they didn't implement any of it into the game, whereas this is going really big on eSports, which is what they're calling it now, instead of like Major League Gaming or Game Battle or anything like that. It's called eSports, so it's a more general term. The next thing in the eSports is rankings will be seriously embraced, narrowing players down into leagues based on their previous month's performance. So that means people will have to try a lot harder, and you can't mess around as much if you want to do well. So overall in eSports, they're going to be more seriously thinking about it with the rankings in different leagues and stuff like that, and then also the fact that it's going to have built-in live streaming, so you don't have to live stream via your computer with a HDP or anything. Now anybody can live stream, I guess, if they get a big enough audience. But this is going to open up Call of Duty back into the MLG and make it more of a big contender for larger audiences and stuff like that. Also, in Black Ops 2, there are going to be new game modes. Now, they've got the usual, the team deathmatch, domination, capture the flag, but there's also a few more. The Modern Warfare 3's Kill Confirmed is in it, and Black Ops 2 introduces a new one, which is called Hardpoint, which players have to capture and defend points in the King of the Hill style mode. So it's kind of taken from Halo, I guess, that aspect of the King of the Hill idea, but also just putting in some new ideas. Matches can be played with multiple teams, so 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4, making objective-based games more contested than ever before. Party games see the return of gun game, one in the chamber, sharpshooter, and sticks and stones. They'll be really fun. I know people like White Boy get a lot of views off playing games like that. Use Me Blade plays that a lot as well, just knifing people. But it's quite a good game. It doesn't add to your stats or anything, and it's just good fun. And yeah, so that should be really good as well. The next thing is combat training and custom games are back. Combat training is now part of the core online part of the game, and it helps introduce players into multiplayer better than ever before. Up to level 10, boot camp pits 3 humans with 3 bots on one team, each letting them earn experience whilst learning map layouts, which will unlock items for them, which seems to be a really good idea. It's going to help a lot more new players get into the game than ever before. I remember on old Call of Duties, it would always be at Christmas that you'd kill all the noobs because they were on and never played a Call of Duty before, for example, and they'd be really easy pickings. But now it seems like they have their own dedicated game mode, which they will play and unfortunately get better at the game before they go into proper online mode. Custom games is back as well. The usual making your own unique game types, set custom rules, and restricting content. And yeah, so it's basically the same as before, but I guess they'll introduce the new stuff like the pick 10 or different things like pick 3 perks. I mean, it's the same settings as the other one, I guess, just implementing the new perk system. Next item on the list is the new theatre mode and emblems. The fan favourite emblem feature is bigger and better than before now. You can have up to 150 shapes unlocked through completing challenges, and you can have 32 layers. So there'll be a lot more pictures coming out, more detailed items that people can make in the emblem mode. And the theatre mode is going to return, but only with a few adjustments. You provide enhanced metadata for better searching, place more clips in a single film, and improved tools for community voting. So that should be really good. You'll be able to actually see good gameplay when it gets uploaded instead of this crap that used to be before, like fake nuke and stuff like that, and nobody ever really understood why. But yeah, so they are the new features for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, the multiplayer anyway. I'm not really sure about the single player. I'm not really a fan of the single player personally. I don't play it too much. But what I have seen of what's been shown, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's always pretty good, but I'm not sure if I guess they'll just continue the storyline of Black Ops and continue that. But from the gameplay I've seen on people like Hart's channel, it looks very modern and a lot different from Black Ops. It's a lot more bright and colourful, and the new attachments and stuff like that also look really good. There's a sight that puts over a UAV over the sight, like the line that swipes across the screen, and it X-rays through walls and stuff like that, and you can see where enemies are. So I think it's going to be completely different to any other Call of Duty we've ever played, and it will show us a lot more customization, and hopefully MLG and eSports, is what they're calling it, will become a lot more prevalent and a lot bigger in the world, really, because at the moment it's only in America, and even then it's not very big, especially for Modern Warfare 3, since it's not very customizable. Whereas in this game, it's going to be a lot more customizable and a lot more accepted from the beginning. So it should be really good. I can't wait to play this game, and yeah, so that's been my opinion on Black Ops 2. It's been Mr. Acronis, and I'm out.